guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are here at Camp Western that just started today, and the American Saddlebred was just released into the game, and I'm going to be picking and buying one today. And I'm sure you already know this, but the reviews are very mixed on them. I've watched some videos, I've read the comments, and everybody either loves it or hates it. No in between. And I honestly expected that when Star Stable announced that they were making this breed. I knew that it was going to be one of those where you're either obsessed with it and think it's the best thing ever, or you hate it and think it's an atrocity. So yeah, but I'm really excited for it, and of all the breeds that were coming up soon, this is one of them that I've been looking forward to the most. Not because this is one of my favorite breeds, it's honestly not. I don't really like saddlebreds that much in my life, but I've been looking forward to it just because I've been so curious to see how Star Stable was going to make this breed. And the reason I say that is partly because saddlebreds are just such a unique, instantly recognizable, kind of odd breed that Star Stable absolutely has to nail it. And I also say that because saddlebreds are a breed that has so much controversy around them because there's so much abuse in the saddle seat industry, which Star Stable did address that, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later, but let's just take a look at the horses for right now. This one is fine, but it doesn't really stand out to me. And the sun-bleached mane and tail, I mean, it's realistic, but that just, it irritates me for some reason. The rose dapple gray, this one is going to be popular, I know it. A lot of people are going to like this. I really like the tail, I like that it starts dark and then it's such a bright white. Yeah, I think that one's going to be popular, definitely. Now, I doubt a silver buckskin is ever going to be my cup of tea, but I think this one is so well done. The shading, the markings, everything about it is just absolutely excellent, and it really stood out to me in the spoilers too. Dark liver flaxen chestnut overo, is that right? Very pretty, I like it. Not my favorite, but it's very nice. It looks like the Mustang we just got, actually. A bay pinto. Oh, she's so pretty. Star Stable is doing so good with pintos lately. And she's got 2 different color eyes. I love that. Very cute. You know what? I am shocked to death that they didn't do a chestnut. Like, this is a saddlebred and you're not going to do a chestnut. Oh, it's a bay! Oh, you guys know how much I love a bay. Oh, and this is a nice one too. Ugh. The dapples, the face markings, the hooves. Man, this is like a 5-star horse. Well, I am in a pickle because this is also a 5-star horse, and how am I supposed to pick now? I mean, like, I've seen all of these in the spoilers already, and yet seeing them actually in-game, they're so much better. Okay, so one of the big things that I've seen people completely not get about the saddlebreds is the long tail. So many people have been like, that's so weird, I don't like the way it moves. Have you seen show saddlebreds? Well, I love the Palomino too, so it's definitely going to be between it and the bay. I love the horse's eye color, and all of these horses have this very feral, crazed look in their eye, and I love it because I've seen saddlebreds in real life, and they look exactly like that. They look like at any moment they're going to scream like a human. I'm going to force myself to get the Palomino this time because I always get bays, and I need to, like, branch out a little bit. And I do love this one so much, so I'm going to go ahead and get this one, and being that I have plenty of star coins, if I do like the saddlebred after I have it, I can just come back later and get the bay. So for now, this is going to be a mare, and I have a list, I have a list of names in my phone, and I think Sundance will fit her really nicely. Oh! And of course, Sundance isn't an option, of course. Well, I decided on lemon because, well, it's good enough. Alrighty, so I'm gonna head back to my home stable now and pick out a new outfit. And cool, I hate the outfit. Cool. Apparently I don't have hardly any Western tack or clothes, and I was going for something more kind of like glitzy rodeo like dressy Western outfit, and I don't have squat to pick from, so this was pretty much all I had. So just don't look at it. Okay, so to go back to what I just said a minute ago, I have seen saddlebreds in person, and I've seen quite a few of them up close in person too. That is because where I live, that is one of the most popular breeds, especially for shows. When you go to a show around here, they're gonna have saddlebreds and saddle seat. And when I was a kid, we went to saddlebred shows like several years in a row. And before you cancel me for having gone and supported saddle seat, this was when I was a kid. Like, I literally had no understanding of there being abuse in that industry, and it wasn't until fairly recently that I even became aware of it myself. So if you're not familiar with it, I'm gonna include a video in the description that, it is so brutal, the things that people in that saddle seat industry will do to the horses, and I think it's horrible and just should be banned, and I don't support it at all. But saddlebreds, just in general, there is sports and competitions with them, obviously, that is fine, and there is nothing wrong with it. There's no abuse. And I'm going to include a couple of clips right now of some saddlebred shows that are in Western style for reference for the horses in the game. So honestly, to me, I think Star Stable absolutely nailed it, because the horses look weird in the game and the horses look weird in real life. I mean, a lot of people think that saddlebreds are beautiful, they're elegant, they're graceful, and they are, but there's also a lot of people that are going to look at them and think that their proportions are very odd, because they have a weird neck and a weird head, and their body is very long. All of that is odd, combined with the fact that they have a really weird gait because they're gaited horses. And I feel like the game really captured all of that. And no, the animations aren't perfect, and there is things that I don't like about it, but overall, I feel like they pretty much nailed it, because this is what a saddlebred looks and moves like. Which, I'm not saying that they're perfect, and I'm definitely not saying that if you don't like them that you're wrong. This is just my opinion. But from a lot of the comments and things that I've seen, I feel like a huge amount of the criticisms and complaints about the horse in the game aren't limited to the horses in the game. Like, it would apply to the horses in real life. Like, this horse has a really weird thin arched neck and a tiny head and a long body. I've seen people say that, and they're like, that's so weird, I don't like this, Star Stable ruined it. And I'm like, that is what they look like in real life. Just say you don't like saddlebreds and go. Because, I mean, we all want Star Stable to be realistic, and we don't want all the breeds to be cookie cutters that are exactly like each other. We want them to be individual and to really be different from each other, all the breeds. So I don't get criticizing and complaining about Star Stable making the horse be true to life. And to me, it just reeks that a lot of people have not even bothered to, like, Google or do any kind of research on what these horses do look like in person, because they do look and move like the way they do in the game. And no, it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. Their rear is just straight up ugly though, no defending that. Anyway though, I'm just glad that Star Stable decided not to do the saddle seat, and that they actually somewhat kind of addressed the controversy and abuse and stuff that happens with saddlebreds, because it is a huge problem. And like I said, I am gonna include that video in the description for if you're not aware of the kind of controversy. And I mentioned this in my Dutch warm blood video about dressage. It's just, if you like horses at all and if you play horse games, you kind of have to be aware of the issues that surround these competitions in this sport, because it would just kind of be in poor taste not to at least bother to be aware of these kind of issues. With all that said, I'm going to go ahead and end my video here, and I will see you next time when I come back to do more Camp Western.